Hello and welcome to Insaka Talk Show. This is season 2. My name is Krista. Happy Sunday. It's a beautiful Sunday. We have amazing guests today. We are going to unpack with OZA. They have a lot of things to say and tell you. Nelly, welcome to the show. How are you?
All right, all right. Thank you, Priska. Yes, we do have a lot to unpack today. Welcome to Insaka Talk Show, everybody. We thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. We know there are so many things you could be doing today, including watching football. So thank you for being a part of the show. We do have special guests today that will be joining us in the studio. But before we do that, we do have some trending topics that we want to talk about, right?
Well, you are trending. What happened this weekend? Where did you go?
I'm trending. Oh,
Manasseh was performing.
girl. Yes, yes, super proud. And I put my kids there because my daughter, you've met Michaela, she's an introvert. Yeah, she's very introverted. But she is at a special STEM school. And so I had a presentation that she did to me on the same day, like early that morning before we went to Manasseh's school. So I was just looking at the different personalities. Manasseh is very extroverted, right? Is the word. Yeah, and he's just out there, right? So it's great to see him in his element. He loves
Good.
it. He loves it.
Loved
You
it,
can.
loved it, loved it.
Hmm.
We
Now,
went shopping, street shopping
yes,
for Zoe's homecoming.
I saw that.
My child is an athlete. She's always wearing tennis shoes, so it's very hard for her to wear regular shoes. We ended up settling for short heels that she can just walk in.
Mm.
Yeah.
But you know what though? I think she won't have a problem adapting. I mean, she can really is always very versatile. Like she could
Yeah.
go both ways. You know what I'm saying? Like dressing wise, she could just be as casual as possible, and she could be as ladylike as she wants to be. She
Yeah.
she's she does my edges, y'all. She's good. She's good. She's
What
fashion.
is trending in Zambia?
All right. Zambia kuchalo mwe bantu bakwalesa.
Tilo,
We
we
have
are actually speaking of Zambia Chalo. We had a conversation with Tilo. We'll be
yes,
adopting this song.
yes,
Zambia Kuchalo. Zambia
yes.
Kuchalo will be adopting that song.
Yeah, we are. That's our theme song because that's what Insaka is all about, right? Like making sure that Zambia is projected to the world. So Zambia kuchalo. Absolutely. So first of all, trending topics in Zambia, we talked about this, but I feel like we should still talk about it, right? The 13 girls that were abducted were found, thankfully alive. We are praying for their healing. We pray that their families and themselves get healing and the help that they need. We at Insaka pledged to assist these young ladies in whichever way that we can. For now, we have put that pledge to help on hold until we get the final information from the authorities. Once the investigations are concluded, then we can you know chime in with our help. So for now, we just keep them in our prayers. We pray that even you guys who are at home watching and listening, that you don't forget. um I'm sorry, one moment, I have an intruder. That you don't forget, and we keep assisting them as much as possible. Please close the door.
That's okay. You're a mother. We understand.
All right. So, but we also have some really great news, and this is not just it's Zambian, but it's also worldwide news, right? It's trending, a trending topic that is. Oh, actually, before we leave Zambia, we had some awards. Priska, you want to talk about that?
Yes. So we actually, before we do that, excuse Winnie and Irene. They're not with us today. Irene is in UK somewhere. Winnie had a family thing to do. So
Having
it's
tea
just
with King George.
Yes, so it's just Nelly and I today. The awards in Zambia, there were two awards that happened. Congratulations to the winners. I know Chile one took a whole lot of awards, 5 of them. Is a newcomer. His music is amazing. The Kairas did their thing as well. Makitu, Chef, Towera took some things home. A lot of them. And also the Diamond Awards. We had Muizukanji one. That, I mean, that was, we'd seen this coming. Alice won, Bobby East won, Dr. Mjajati, I can never say his name won. So congratulations to all of them. Those ones and the ones that did not win, the participants, you still winners. Ben Lombe won. So congratulations. Oh, Barbara Banda won as well. People that deserve the awards won.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other trending topic before we move, Kuchalo?
Sampa the Great.
There you go. So, Sampa the Great, you guys, this is a trending topic in Zambia as well as around the world. She has made Zambia extremely proud in the sense that her song, Never Forget, was picked to be a theme song for Marvel's Wakanda Forever, right? So isn't that amazing that our very own Sampa the Great song is you're going to hear it in Wakanda Forever. It's in the trailer right now that is out there. So I think I have a little bit of a clip here that shows the making of this song. So let me pull that up. Let's see.
For progress cannot wait.
Thinking is up. Thinking is up.
Vina fumukazi osa ibala kwene wachokera
Who took fabric, made that shit classic?
Guys, this is, man, I can't get enough of this song. Like, seriously, I cannot. You know, the lyrics are very telling. You know, you are a king and a queen. Never forget where you come from. Your skin is gold. That's
it is.
Yes. Vina fumukazi osa ibala. We're proud of you, Sampa. Zambia Chalo.
I think this is the best time to be Zambian.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And this is what we're doing in my area, actually. We didn't talk about this, but off script a little bit. This is what we're doing in my area. We have come together, the Zambians, where I live. We decided that let's see if we can fill up a movie studio. Let's buy all the seats. To our Zambians, not Falama t-shirts that say, you know, never forget Wakanda Forever. And we represent. Right? We just represent. Like, so can we do that in like all the different cities out there? Can we go out and show support to Sampa the Great, y'all? This is a great feat. And Chef. Yeah, but it's not just Chef. There's also, Nathan? What's his name? Anyway, Tio. Tio is in there and Mwanje. So it's 4 of them. Yeah. All right. So with the trending topics out the way, if you know, there's always so much to talk about. But another thing we want to encourage you guys, midweek, Insaka Talk Show is going to be doing midweek in conversations. Please join us. We'll just talk about whatever it is that's going on. Come in there, give your feedback. Yeah, and we will be glad to chat with you. So with that, we're going to go on our first commercial. And when we come back, we will bring in our special guests. Stay tuned.
Do you run a nonprofit organization in the education, health, and human services sectors? Do you need grant funding for your organization? Or do you need help developing programs to help you raise money for your nonprofit organization? At Vibrant Funding, our mission is to connect our nonprofit partners in the education, health, and human services sectors to the financial resources required to achieve their mission. We support nonprofit organizations based in and operating in the United States and Africa. We offer the following services to new and established organizations: program development, donor engagement and retention, grants research and writing. Contact us at www.vibrant-funding.com or email us at info@vibrant-funding.com. Call us at 404-751-6802 to learn more about our services and how we can help you to have an impact on the world. Vibrant Funding, connecting donors and nonprofits.
All right, we are back on Insaka Talk Show. And before we went on break, we told you that we have very special guests today. These are men and women making a huge difference in our communities across the diaspora. We will sit down with a conversation with them today and find out a little bit more about why they got started, why they do what they do, and what impact they have had so far within our communities. Right, Priska? So,
Yes,
without further ado, we would like to welcome to the show the executive from OZA, which is Organization of Zambians Abroad.
Hi.
Hello, and welcome to Insaka Talk Show. We are so glad you're able to join us today.
Nice. Can you hear me? I just want to make sure.
we can.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
No, it is such a pleasure and an honor to be in the presence of the Insaka ladies. I don't know where the other two ladies are, but you guys are also making a huge impact in just a few weeks that you've been doing what you're doing. God bless you guys. You're doing a great thing. Thank you so much for welcoming us here.
Thank you. Aka, you want to start?
Yes, well, thank you again for the invitation to some of our, OZA executive members, including myself. We are so honored to be collaborating with Insaka Talk Show, and we don't take these opportunities lightly. This is an amazing opportunity for us to actually work together and also share using your platform what OZA has been up to and what we are up to, and exactly what's coming up.
Thank you. Matilda?
Hello, good afternoon, everybody here, and greetings to everybody else in different parts of the world. Thank you, Insaka Talk Show, for having us. It's such a great honor to be invited onto the show.
Thank you,
Matilda.
Mr. Charles.
Well, thanks. First of all, I would like to thank you for what you ladies are doing. This is a great initiative, and we're glad to be part of this great show. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. This is your platform as much as it's ours. We started this show for things like this. We wanted to bridge a gap between Zambia and here. Anything that you guys have to say, and we felt it was important, the fact that there's nothing that happens in the United States of America that we don't involve OZA in, or if you have a GD law, if you have a fundraising, OZA is the first organization that we think of. So with what you guys are doing, amazing, the Independence Party coming up, the fundraisers that you've done, we just thought it would be a great idea to bring you guys here. Nelly, do you want to take it from here?
Yeah, absolutely. We thought it would be a great idea to have the OZA executive here. One, to just sound the alarm about the Independence Party, because it's a great celebration, right? As Zambians, I think we are very conditioned to coming together in times of difficulties, which is a good thing, right? We need to support one another. And the sickness, when there's death. But we should also be very intentional about celebrating life itself and achievements and milestones. So that's the reason why we figured, you know what, you guys are coming to Dallas. Obviously, I had a lot of influence on this because I'm excited being a part of the DFW community, to have you guys come and have this big independence party in my neighborhood. So I'm excited about that. And I want to know more. People have some questions, and we want to make sure that we can at least answer the questions about the party. But also, before we do that, we want to backtrack a little bit and talk about OZA. What is OZA and why was it founded?
I will let the Secretary General answer that one. By the way, my name is Gala. I'm the president of OZA. Mr. Masheke Akashambatua is the Secretary General. Miss Matilda Lucas is our treasurer, and Mr. Charles Wembia, who is the president of Zambians in Florida, is an executive member. SG, to you.
Thank you again for this opportunity. Thank you, President Siddiq. OZA is a community initiative. Now, this is an organization that was formed by the people, for the people, and in the diaspora. We've been in existence now for a while. We are a public charity organization, 501c3 public charity. We are incorporated in the state of Georgia, and OZA in the last several years has gone through transformation. And one of the things that we have done in the last 5 years is to not only work on programs and events that support the diaspora communities, regardless of where they are. As you are aware, OZA goes just beyond the United States of America. We have membership from Europe. We have membership in Africa, in the diaspora and African countries. We also have memberships in the Australia regions. And so OZA really is much bigger than just in North America. A lot of times, because the majority, and this is where it originated from, people think that OZA is just in the United States of America.
I thought so too.
Right, yeah. We have members across the globe of the Zambian descent. And so in the last 5 years, we have really worked towards embedding ourselves in transforming, in promoting Zambia's diaspora interests. And by that, I mean we have deliberately supported many, benevolent events in the community. We have, for instance, last year or the year before, when the pandemic hit, COVID-19 hit, we were in the middle of raising funds to help Zambia. Our friend and our colleague in Dallas, Mr. Nkoma, may God bless him, came up with an idea of donating hospital equipment and materials worth close to $1 million, and that he wanted to ship back home. And thanks to him and his brother, we worked together and actually managed to raise funds through OZA initiatives to send those $1 million equipment back home, working with the Ministry of Finance. That's just one example of what OZA does. And as you said, Nelly, at the beginning, on this show, OZA also responds to emergencies. If in a community there is a funeral, we are number one to be there. Once we are called upon, especially through our president, who is very embedded into these issues, he will come and give us an instruction. I have a funeral request support. from this community. The association has done so much. They're asking us to support them in this area, and so we look at it. Most of the time, it's not even a debate. It's yes, we are going to help. We work very closely, and I want to make very clear: OZA doesn't choose what kind of partner we work with.
Good.
Every able and willing Zambian organization, an association, NGO, OZA is all encompassing. We welcome everyone. We don't choose between this one and that one. And so in the nutshell, that's what OZA is about. And that's a few examples of what we have done in the past. We raised over $20,000 to send equipment, hospital equipment, plus an additional $5,000 during the COVID period to actually support the Minor Community Hospital in Zambia with PPE. Recently, we supported and helped. We were in the middle of helping the young girl in Turkey that was hospitalized, and we eventually repatriated her back home. Unfortunately, she passed away in Zambia. But these are things that all are really diaspora issues. But not only that, let me add before I bring my colleagues to add on. We also advocate for our people to the government of Zambia. OZA was in the midst, actually, was the leading organization in the dual citizenship advocacy work.
Wow.
Led in the initial, we had conversations. Yes, we had conversations with the President of the Republic of Zambia, the government of Zambia under President Edgar Lungu, former president, and we started way back during President Banda's reign, talking about initiatives for dual citizenship. And so over time, this has drawn a lot of interest, and we led that charge. President Siddiqui actually was one of those that was pushing this thing both here and back home.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, so we are very, very, very involved in many, many areas of our diaspora community.
All right. So as you can see, thank you, Aka, for that explanation of what OZA is and what OZA does. We like to engage whenever we have a show with our Insaka family who are following us on the show. And so as the show goes on, you'll be seeing the comments pass through, and we shall be sharing them. And feel free to respond, if you see any comment that you want to respond to. I do want to talk about the dual citizenship because Matilda, actually, I have personally called her. I have a friend that went through a hell and high waters trying to get their citizenship, Zambian citizenship, established. And so she's one of those people that I reached out to and spoke to. So later on in the show, we will touch on that as well. But I know, Priska, you had a question, so please go ahead.
How can someone join OZA?
I will let the treasurer, with Matilda Lucas, answer that.
Okay, thank you for passing that on. Okay, so as our SG has rightfully explained, we are very passionate about our community and would like to get as many Zambians as possible involved in our organization and in the community. So if you are interested in joining OZA, it's actually very simple. Just declare interest. You can belong to an association, or you don't have to belong to an association. As long as you are a Zambian in the diaspora, you can join us. So you can inform Siddiq Gello, who's our president, or you could inform Clotilda Simoya, who's our chairperson, or any one of the executive members to to declare interest. We do have a mandatory membership fee, which is $10 a month or $120 for the whole year, and pretty much that's it. We'll ask a few background questions so that we can get to know you. If you're not familiar with the community or you don't know any Zambians, there'll be a little bit more questions that we'll have to ask of you. But if you're somebody that we've already had interactions with, or you're someone any one of us knows, we will go through that. Any member, whether we know you or we don't know you, there's still a vetting process, but we will ask a few questions just to get to know you, make sure that your interests align with ours. We'll send you our constitution so that you know what we stand for before you join. You might be joining something that you are not interested in, or it's something that doesn't align with your values. So once you read the constitution, you know about us, then you decide then, like, okay, I do want to be a part of this.
I have a follow-up question. Go ahead,
Prisca.
No, there's always that person in the community that says, what are you doing with my money? What would your answer be to that?
Okay, so that's a very good question. Aka had explained that we do respond to community needs. So some of the money that are donated to us, we use to community needs. We don't just restrict it to our members. It's open to the community. So sometimes there can be a funeral, there can be a sickness, or a calamity that has happened. We will use some of those funds to donate.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
additionally, maybe just to add on, we have a policy actually under OZA. If a Zambian dies anywhere in the world, and that Zambian doesn't have adequate financial capacity, or the community in that area to actually repatriate the body, there is a mandatory amount of money set in OZA's budget every year to actually support that. And so you've seen sometimes they're doing a fundraiser to repatriate someone from Czech Republic. You'll see OZA not just fundraising, but we will also use some money from our coffers to put on that fundraiser. And so that money, that $10 a month membership comes out of that operating fund.
I see.
Yes, we also have a few costs, like we have a OZA phone that we pay, a website and a few other things. But just to make sure that the public knows this, no one gets an allowance. We've never done that. We don't do that. Every single cent that comes to OZA, every single cent goes to the work of OZA. Not one single person, not the president to the very last person gets anything, not even a single way. I just want to make sure that I communicate that to the public.
Well, that's great to know. Thank you for clarifying that, because when it comes to our community, money matters are. Yeah, they're make or break, right?
Yes. Well, not OZA, but back then when I was president of OZA, when other communities were not that strong, all our events, people used to come to Atlanta. It was like the hub of Zambian events, and because of that, people always used to think, yeah, Atlanta, money goes there, and Siddiq goes to Zambia every year. So, probably that's where the money goes to. But even when I was president of OZA, I never allowed, for me, it's a policy, personal policy. Nothing that the public gives us should go to any member, unless, unless otherwise. But as it's been, ever since I've been a leader of the Zambian community, not one single cent goes to anyone. No one's paid at all. It's voluntary.
I'm glad you brought up OZA. Before there was OZA, there was SOZA. Would you care to explain, did they merge? What happened to SOZA? Would you care to explain that, please?
Okay. What had happened was, leaders had wanted to form one entity because OZA, which is the Association of Zambians in Atlanta, whenever there were things happening or funerals and everything, people were calling OZA. And that was just a local association. So we once thought about having an association of all associations. And so one time the embassy had asked me that the ambassador wanted to have a meeting with leaders. So that provided an opportunity for us to say, hey, look, let's form this umbrella organization that can be dealing with issues like that. So SOZA was formed, and Matilda Lucas actually was its first president. Then later we had another woman president, Miss Mwangala Joe. And but it was a very short-lived organization. Certain things were just not going the way a few of us felt it should go. So I was one of the people that personally felt, you know what, let me be one of the people that forms a group that should head in a way that I feel, and those other individuals like Akashambatua and Matilda felt it should go, and a few other people, and so we formed OZA. SOZA continued with the legacy, but we don't know what happened with that. I think it just died a natural death. We had nothing to do with it, and that's just how OZA was birthed. It wasn't birthed out of SOZA, because when OZA was formed, SOZA was still moving forward. Yeah, you know what I mean? So we just really don't know what happened to SOZA after we formed OZA.
Okay, thank you for that.
And just to add on, I just want to clarify the acronym, because SOZA and OZA do sound alike. SOZA was the Society of Zambians in America, while OZA is the Organization of Zambians Abroad. So we encompass more people, while SOZA mostly dealt with associations. Just wanted to point that out.
And that's very important, because people think that maybe we took the vision of SOZA and engraved it in OZA. No. OZA supports projects, supports the vision of what Zambians are doing, like Insaka. SOZA was just an umbrella association for associations, and we are not an umbrella association of local associations. We're not. We don't tell people in Dallas or Atlanta what to do, or if they're having issues, they don't come to OZA and say, look, my vice president stole this from me, can you please sort this issue out? No, we don't do that.
Thank you for clarifying that. There were a lot of questions when we said OZA is going to be on the show. So some of the questions we're asking are the questions that were in our inbox. So thank you for clarifying that.
So thank you, appreciate that.
All right.
I would like to report that that President Irene, who's a member of Insaka, and Sister Priska Chilwa are members of OZA.
I see. Okay.
Yes, we are.
Yes,
in fact, for Irene, she's not just a member of OZA, she's a member of the executive.
Is she now?
Yeah.
Yes. So we don't know why. We don't know why she's not on here.
She's having tea with King George.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I see. Okay.
She's in London.
Well-deserved break.
Yes. Yes. Maybe President Charles would like to. Yes.
Like we said at the beginning.
Okay.
President Wembe, do you want to add on something? You've been very quiet.
Oh, yes, I'm usually the quiet one in the pack. Well, sometimes. Yeah, most of what we do has been highlighted. So basically, like the treasurer said, we have a very extensive outreach. So by the OZA constitution, we have vice presidents in different regions. So the way the structure was made, that it was made in such a way that we have a vice president in the European region, in Asia, in Australia, in Africa. So this way, it's all encompassing that we have these existing structures beyond the US borders. So not all of them fully functioning the way we would like them to, but we have members in those different regions, and we are working towards kind of strengthening those bases, because right now the organization is so much more vibrant with the members in the United States, but would like what we do here to happen in other regions in Asia, in Europe. So we're trying to first cement and create a strong foundation where it all started from. So we incorporated in Georgia, like the SG said. So now that I think we've been taking off pretty well, now we can go and ahead and strengthen those other structures across the world so that we can have strong membership and activities that's going to help our vision, which is to see the well-being of Zambians in diaspora, encouraging entrepreneurship, and where there are great amenities and social safety nets, and just bringing Zambians doing different things in diaspora together so we can, because previously, I'm sure you've heard decades ago where most people said, oh, these other communities are so well knitted together. Nigerians, the Greeks, the Indians. So Zambians started thinking of ways to kind of strengthen our well-being and our closeness and networking. This is when associations sprung up, and but there was still a gap, or because there are Zambians that do not belong to associations, and there are some that belong to associations, but they would like to network with Zambians in other states or across the world. So that's where OZA came in to fill that gap. And from various activities, we have a lot of programs lined up. We have a language initiatives coming up. This is going to be a YouTube channel that's going to be teaching our kids in diaspora about local languages in Zambia. We're going to have a radio program that we're going to communicate various messages, and a lot of other initiatives that are going to support initiatives and entrepreneurs like the ladies here, where you connect with other like-minded organizations, we work together, and then basically just see whenever way we can pitch in. There are programs underway where we can bring together, as you know, there are the Zambians in various places with very great skills. There was an initiative that we were trying to work on where you can kind of bring these great minds together so that they can do great minds in Zambia so they can share the skills. Because previously, people just said, no, go back and develop Zambia. And then you're thinking, okay, I'm making this here, trying to, what's good for my family. Now, I go to Zambia, how do I fit in? So by engaging them where they are with our people in Zambia, they can share what, the people in Zambia know and what people here know. That way they can contribute in one way or the other to the development of our country and to the well-being of the diaspora, because we can learn things from people in Zambia, and people in Zambia can learn something from us. Just one of the few things. So as we strengthen the base, we'll keep growing and more initiatives will come into play.
That's wonderful. Thank you for breaking that down, because I had some questions, but you did answer some of them. When we come back, though, we do need to thank our sponsors, and one of which is Vibrant Funding, as well as Culture Group Benefits Insurance. We'll talk a little bit more about insurance and what role OZA is playing into ensuring that our Zambians abroad are insured in case of death. So we'll be right back.
My whole life, my father told me stories about moving to the United States. He would tell me that his brother, my Uncle George, was already living here and let my father stay with him for a while. Through my Uncle George, my father was introduced to our cultural organization here in America, who helped him make connections, apply for college, find his first job, and adjust to life in a completely different culture than he was used to. The Cultural Association helped him get started on his new life. My Uncle George would bring my father with him to the annual Summer Cultural Groups Festival, and later, he would bring me. It was incredible to see so many people of all ages laughing and celebrating with food and song and dance. It brought back the best feelings of home. and gave my father the opportunity to pass his culture, language, and values on to me. My father and Uncle George were very close, so when George died last year, my father wanted to honor his wishes to be buried with a traditional ceremony back at his birthplace. My father told me that because Uncle George had cultural group life insurance, he was able to afford to bring George home and have the traditional burial George wanted. Though my father had been able to honor my Uncle George's wishes, it got me thinking about my own family. One day, I'd have to make the same arrangements for my own parents, and my wife's parents as well. Of course, we would want to bring them home and honor their wishes, but it would be a financial hardship for our family. There were a lot of things to think about, even though I really didn't want to think about them at all. When my father told me about cultural group life insurance, he told me it's intended to help families when they need it the most. It's not tied to an employer, so no matter where my career takes me, I'll always have coverage. The more people who participate and the younger they are, the more it helps keep the insurance premiums down for the entire association. Because my parents have cultural group term life insurance, there will be money available to help me provide the kind of service I want to give my parents. And by joining, I can put my mind at ease and continue to celebrate our traditions into the future. With cultural group life insurance, I can worry less and spend more of my time celebrating with the people who matter most to me.
Welcome back to Insaka Talk Show. If you are just joining us, we have the OZA executive in the studio with us. And before we went on break, we were talking about the mission and vision of OZA and what it is that they do for Zambians abroad. And so Mr. Charles Wembia, who is the president of Florida, but also an executive of OZA, was telling us about the benefits of being part of OZA and what OZA does for not just Zambians in the United States, but Zambians outside of the United States in bridging the gap and other other things. Sorry, my mind just blanked. I had a blunt moment.
It happens. It happens.
You're doing great.
You can never have a blonde moment, Nelly. Never. You're good.
You know, we tell her the same thing. Actually, we call her headmistress here.
They're silly. They're silly for that. But on a serious note, we touched on life insurance, right? This is a subject that I think as Africans in general, we tend to shy away from. But the truth of the matter is we're all going to die. We are going to die, okay? We just don't know when, but we have to be prepared. So as an organization, I know as a vice president of an association, one of the things that we do that is very close to our hearts is pushing for our members to get life insurance. So what is OZA doing about life insurance? Do you have a life insurance policy for your members? And how does one get it? Or how does one get it?
Did you want to pick on that?
Yeah, let me just explain some efforts and activities towards that end. OZA, first and foremost, recognizes that we draw our members across the United States of America and across the globe. We are operating in very different legislative jurisdictions that are really different, okay? So we recognize that. That's point number one. Number two, we realize that some of our members, if not most of them, belong to local associations.
Yeah.
Okay, and so what we always do and we will always encourage is our members to be part and parcel of local associations. And the reason is that when you're part of a local family, you have a social support capital, social support system. Let's start from there.
Yeah.
it's very important, and I want to tell this to your viewers here. It's important, and OZA encourages you to belong to a local association because it creates social capital. It comes very handy when you're in an emergency. We know how we respond to emergencies from where we come from. You know, when someone has an emergency, we are quick as Zambians to go there and render help. Number two, we encourage our members to leverage the association's financial instruments and securities and that they have in place. That's number two. When you are there in local associations, make sure if there is any insurance policy that is managed by a local association, belong to it. That's one thing. We raise awareness, number one. That's in the awareness bucket. And there is also the third part, is we also host what we call members benefits program. Now, the members benefits program includes some of the things that Charles Wembia, who is also the Deputy Secretary General of OZA, alluded to. But more so, an extension of that, we have an arrangement with Madison Life in Zambia to help and support those people that can't afford to or are unable to actually acquire, financial security such as insurance, life insurance, or health insurance, or so on and so forth. We have partnered with Madison Life to give people some cash plans that are managed under the members benefits program. And so, these are funeral cash plans, diaspora funeral cash plans, where, in fact, it's one of those products where if you buy into, it's very, very cheap. Number two, it's very accessible and easy to buy. And so availability, accessibility, affordability is the name of this partnership we have in this membership program. So any Zambian, especially our members, have actually taken advantage of this. We have had instances where, unfortunately, members and also members of families that have passed on have actually gotten a payout out of the program. Very successful program. And so, yes, we do, to answer your question, Nelly, we do have something in-house. We also are encouraging members and Zambians out there to take advantage of existing products within associations and organizations.
That's great. I'm happy to know that people can tap into, as you know, quite about what I'm
I'd just like to add on.
Yeah.
I'd just like to add on that will be enrollment is we're on open enrollment right now so that we can get ready for the January first quarter. So if anyone is interested, any one of us is on Facebook, you can message us, or if you'd like to email us, you can email us at zambiansabroad@gmail.com.
Do you have a flyer for that we can post on our page too, Matilda?
Not right now that we can easily post, but we can send information that you can share with your audience much later.
Yeah. Okay.
And we can do the flyer. We can do the flyer by tonight because we are a 2-hour program. People, if you give us something to do, we'll do it right away because it's very, very important.
Okay.
All right.
I have a follow-up question, Nelly. Speaking of like working together and doing stuff, I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask this question in Bemba. Kulaba bali abantu abaisa nombaline bafika ku state tabakwete nchito tabakwete kwa kuikala. Is OZA, can we reach out to OZA and say mwebantu, is there anybody wikala kwa Atlanta that can help umuntu yukufanya nchito nangu kwa kuikala, just to come together mwamsangila room mwamsangilo kwa kuikala or kubale ingisha if ya kuingisha? Can someone reach out to OZA?
They actually, I actually get that. I'm going to say because we don't have an actual OZA program, but we are building that right now. But we get that all the time, yes, and we've helped out countless people. We've given them well, not the resource, but we've pointed them where they can get the resource to do that. We have connected people that have just come in and gotten themselves situated. Of course, I cannot mention names, but okay. yes. That's but the answer is yes, yeah. We have well, you know what? I'll revert to the Secretary General or the Secretariat on that one. I think we're going to need an actual program to do that, even though we do it virtually. But I think we do need that type of program.
Yeah. One of the things that we have been working on in the background, just to follow up what the president has said, is that we're trying to create a resource. I think DSG Charles had mentioned something to that effect. He didn't go into details. We are trying to create a resource center where Zambians in that situation ngabaisafira fine tabakwete amapepara bwino ntibatutumina koka email or ka text message paka hot number figure, and then they can be directed to where they can get resources. If we can't offer the resource, we can refer them at least where they can get that help. And I think we are in the background. I've been working on that for several years now, because sometimes when we do things as OZA, sometimes it might not look like we're not doing anything deliberately, because we want to do things carefully, and because things that we do, these things have an impact on people's lives. And so we want to do things very carefully. We want to do things in a legal way. We want to do things in a way that we are responsible, protect the privacy of our members, protect the privacy of our Zambians, and make sure that their interest is taken care of. So it's been a slow process.
Sorry, Aka, I'm gonna cut you just a little bit. If you can summarize quickly, and the reason being, we also want to leave time. We have less than 8 minutes left before the show.
No, I'm done. Actually,
I'm about the Independence Party.
Yes.
And any questions that people may have.
Sure. Yes, no, I'm done on that part. I just want to say that there's a resource coming, and be ready for it.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. So I want to, share this. I want to share this flyer that we have to talk about what OZA is and what's coming, the Independence Party, right? This is something that you guys have been very, very vigorously advertising. And can we talk about this? What can people expect during this party? We do know that if you buy the tickets now, you pay $80, correct?
That's right.
Okay, so if you procrastinate and pay at the door, you're going to end up paying $20 more, which is $100. Guys, save yourself some money. You don't have to. You don't have to wait until the last minute. Plus, for planning purposes, right? When people are planning logistics, they want to make sure there's enough food, enough drinks, and all of that. Buy your tickets in advance, right? But I would like to have one of you from OZA say something about this.
Okay. Let me just do a quick rundown. So this is the OZA Zambia Independence Dinner event that you, the Zambians, voted for concerning the city where we should be having, where we should have our independence, and which is Dallas. People voted that we go to Dallas, and we got in touch with the local team over there, and everything is actually going smoothly. The event is going to be at Park Plaza Tower, 13111N US 75 Central, expiry 1000. That's the address, by the way, in Dallas, Texas. As Nelly said, it's $100 at the door. But if you pay online, it is only $80. We also have what is known as a meet and greet, just to see who's in town, what's come to, attend this great event. And that will be on the 28th of October. We're going to give you the address probably starting tomorrow. And then Saturday itself will be the main event. Then after the main event, the next day, remember it's a weekend event. The next day, which will be the 30th of October, we're going to have a free barbecue for everyone that came, just a way of OZA saying thank you for coming. This is going to be free. We don't know whether the drinks will be free. I guess Secretariat is gonna make that decision, but the barbecue will be free. So it's going to be a very, very fun-filled and heavy-filled weekend. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful event. Shaiman Chaizo, probably the best Zambian performer in the diaspora right now, is going to perform. I hope you're listening. So give me a shout out when you're singing. When you sing, I would like to, give a shout out to the president. Yes. So I don't know if I've left out anything. My team will.
I'll take the girls. All of them. They're fine. Leave them alone. All of them.
Can we remove Winnie?
Is that Winnie?
Yeah, he's interrupting us.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, by the way, can I quickly say this too?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've got 4 minutes. For those that want to buy cables.
You have 4 minutes. Let me say something, my brother.
Okay.
Our guest.
I know, because I want to say something. I'm like, I just want to say congratulations, you guys, for hosting up this event that's coming up. And we're excited. I hope to see you all, and especially you, Sadiq. People have been asking me so many questions, so I just had to come out of my child's birthday. So I think this question is funny and it's exciting because people want to know, like, you went to Zambia and then you were putting on that African outfit with that lady. Did you marry her? I know it's none of this talk.
Oh, that one. Let me answer it this way. I'm going to have a one-on-one chat with ladies of Insaka, I think in November or December. Yes, and then I will be able to answer all questions from when I was born in 1998, to now.
You know why they're asking? Because you are a good president. You've been doing so well, and everybody loves you. You're doing an amazing job as a president. So people just want to know.
Thank you.
So it's good to ask questions like that. I was like, you know what? I'll pop in and I'll ask a question.
Yes. No. I'm not deviating from it. I will answer it. And I'm going to answer it in November.
No, that's fine. I think the guests and the viewers, they will understand that, you know what, you come back and you're going to answer all the questions. And now, just inviting everyone to come to support OZA when they're doing this event, this independence celebration. So all you Zambians living in diaspora, let's go and support.
Thank you so much. Just quickly, if you want to buy a vendor table, get in touch with us. Table for 10, there's discounted price for that. Get in touch with us. This is going to be a powerful event. And Winnie, it's nice seeing you. See you in Dallas. I'll give you an answer in Dallas, and then we're going to have a chat on social media, and I'll explain everything.
How much are the vendor tables?
Yes. The vendor tables are only $150. Woo.
Good. Guys, not to go back, I know we're running out of time, but I think Zenith asked a very important question, Muchibemba. Could you answer that? Nelly, are you able to bring it up?
Yeah, I think they did ask.
Yes. In fact, ngatamwakwata mapepala itwachilala ndapo I program twakwata muri ba OZA ila suminisha bonse abashakwata mapepala ntimo ashitamkwai benefits program a funeral cash plan. You don't have tabe pusha na kwa nibisho ndoma kwata mapepala olo takweta mapepala kushita fimkwai.
Kuluna kwataka NRC, correct?
Mkwaye, NRC ine ya Zambia.
Nangu passport ya Zambia.
Mkwaye.
Elo, just quickly, ngamwati weba, tatuwakweba abantu abadi bonse, ati aba kwa tema paper, iyo information is between imongwine, na ba Madison, na ba OZA, just yeah, chapwa.
Confidentiality is important. That was my next question.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you. We have reached the end of the show. Again, everyone, we are looking forward to seeing you in Dallas. Insaka will be the media on the ground. Microphone. Who are you wearing? So make sure you come in your glam and your heels. No, because
we might be playing soccer that morning, so
Mukasambe. Deodorant.
All right, guys, it's been wonderful. Please do not leave just yet. Stay in the backstage. We'll be right with you. This has been Insaka Talk Show. We love you and we appreciate you. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.